Okay, so let's talk about more questions in 7.1 and 7.2. Okay, so 7.1, some student asks this question. So what's cube root of 27? Okay, cube root of 27. Okay, so basically we are looking for some numbers. So if you know 3 cubed is 27, then the answer is 3. So if you don't know that, you should use prime numbers to factor 27. So 27 prime numbers. So these are the powerful prime numbers. Okay, primes. So 27 is 3 times 9. And 9 is 3 times 3. So what is 27? 27 is cube root of 3 cubed. Okay, 3 cubed. Then this is 3. Okay, this is 3. So cube root and third power, they cancel each other. Okay, they cancel each other. So let's try another one, right? Let's try another one. So if this is, let's say, is 64, cube root of 64, right? Cube root of 64. So what's 64? We use prime numbers to factor 64. So it's 2, 32, 2, 16, 2, 8, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. So cube root of 64 is cube root of 2 to the 6th power. Okay, so what's 2 to the 6th power? Is 2 cubed times another 2 cubed. Okay, so this 2 cubed give you a number 2. This 2 cubed give you another number 2. So the answer is 4. Okay, so cube root just cancel third power here. Okay, third power under the radical sign. Okay, under the radical sign. So if it's not cube root, if it's fourth or fifth root. Okay, so let's look at another example. Fourth root of 625. Okay, so again, we use 2, 3, 5, and 7, split 6 to 5. So divide by 5, we got 125. 125 divided by 5 again, we got 25. Divide by 5 again, we got 5. So now this is fourth root of 5 to the 4th power. They cancelled. 4th power, 4th root cancelled. That's a property. Then we got the answer is number 5. Okay, so next example, 5th root of negative 32. Okay, negative 32. So what is 32? Okay, factor 32 again, divided by 2, 16. 16 factored, divided by 2, 8. 8 divided by 2, 4. 4 divided by 2, 2. So 32 is 2 to the 5th power. So we have 5, negative 2 to the 5th power. Okay, 5th power. Okay, so now let me rewrite the property. Okay, rewrite the property. Okay, so 32 is 2 to the 5th power. So negative 32 is negative 2 to the 5th power. Okay, so here the base is negative 2. So now 5th power, 5th root canceled. You got the answer is negative 2. Okay, so sometimes you got a negative number for odd roots, odd powers. Okay, so sometimes we have this kind of question. 7 and then m to the 7. Okay, so if this is odd power and odd root, you just cancel it. This is m. Okay, this is m. If it's an even number, right? If it's an even number, so let's say if 6 m to the 6, then you cannot just simply cancel it. You have to put absolute value sign and the m inside. Okay, so even power, even root, you got the absolute value. odd power, odd root, they just cancel it. You got the same base m. That's the property. Okay, that's the property. Okay, so now let's look at cube root of 512 y to the 9th power z to the 12th power. Okay, z to the 12th power. So now remember, we use the rule nth root cancel nth power. Okay, nth root cancel nth power. So now we first rewrite this to 3-part. Cube root of 512, cube root of y to the 9, cube root of z to the 12. Okay, z to the 12. So now we have to split these 3 parts. Okay, so let's do it separately. So what's 512? Even number divided by 2. 256 divided by 2, 1. 56 divided by 2, 128 divided by 2, 64 divided by 2 again, 32 divided by 2, 16 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2, 4. Then you get 2 and 2. So how many 2 did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we got cube root of 2 to the 9th, cube root of y to the 9th, and then cube root of z to the 12th. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite everything under the radical sign as some cubes. Okay, as some cubes. So first one, 2 to the 9th. So we got 2 cubed, 2 cubed, 2 cubed. Okay, so this is 2 to the 9th power. And then y to the 9. Okay, so 9, so we split it to 3 cubes, right? So y cubed, y cubed, y cubed. And then the last one, z. So 12th power, so that means we have z to the cube 4 times. Okay, 4 times. So, okay, so now let's cancel it, right? Let's cancel it. Let's cancel the roots and the power. Okay, cube root cancel all these third powers. So we got 3 number 2. And then cube root this one cancels 3 cubes for the letter y. So we get 3y. Cube root cancels cube root for 4 letter z. So we get 4z. Right, so we get 2 cubed times y cubed times z to the 4th power. So that's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. So next week we will learn rational power. So this problem will be very easy. We will have a new method, much easier method. Okay, yeah. So let me repeat. First, we rewrite it as 3 radicals, and then split the big number to get some powers. Okay, and then we change them all to the 3rd power. And then cube root cancel with 3rd power. We got the answer. Okay, we got the answer. Okay, so now let's talk about some questions in 7.2, right? 7.2. So radical 80. Okay, radical 80. So what is 80? We split it. So 2 times 40, 2 times 20, 5 times 4, and then 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times 2. So 80 is 2 to the 4th power times 5. Okay, 5. Now this is square root, so we need some squares, right? 2 squared times 2 squared times 5. So we split this 2 to the 4th to 2 squared times 2 squared. And then square root cancel with this number 2, right? This number 2. So let me rewrite the last step, right? So square root of 2 squared times square root of 2 squared times square root of 5. We split them, and then square root cancel with 2nd power. So we got 2 times 2 times square root of 5. This is 4 radical 5. Okay, 4 radical 5. So for some harder questions, some part has to stay in the radical sign, and then some part you can factor out of the radical sign. So let's try another one. the square root of 75. Okay, so 75 divided by 5, we got 15, right? So 5 is 3 and 5, so we got 5 squared times 3. And then now we rewrite it using the product rule. And then square root cancel with square. So this is 5 radical 3. Okay, 5 radical 3. Okay, so now let's look at square root of 216 x to the 7 y to the cube. Okay, because it's square root, so we need to find some squares, right? Some squares. So first, let's factor 216. Okay, it's 2 times 108, and then it's 2 times 54, it's 2 times 27, it's 3 times 9, it's 3, 3. So we have 2 cubed, 3 cubed, okay? This is 2 cubed, 3 cubed, x to the 7, y to the 3rd. Okay, y to the 3rd. So now let's rewrite it. 2 cubed, square root of 3 cubed, square root of x to the 7, square root of y cubed. Okay, so now we need some squares, right? So we rewrite this as 2 squared times 2. We rewrite this as 3 cubed as 3 squared times 3. The x to the 7 is x squared times x squared times x squared times x. And the y cubed is y squared times y, right? Times y. Okay, so now we rewrite again. Square root of 2 squared times radical 2. Square root of 3 squared times radical 3. Square root of x squared for first one, square root of second one, x squared, square root of x, square root of y squared, square root of y. Okay, so this is the most basic idea. Okay, most basic idea. Okay, yeah. So now which part can cancel? Square root cancel second power, right? Square root second power. 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 Okay? So we have 2 outside times 3 outside times x outside times y outside and times 2 inside, 3 inside, x inside, and y inside. Okay, so we got 6x cubed y radical 6xy. Okay, 6xy. Okay, so this is a much harder question. Okay, much harder question. So we're looking for some squares. Okay, some squares inside the radical sign. Okay, so one more example. We want cube root of negative 375 x to the 10th power. Okay, so first we split 375, right? Divided by 5. So we got 75. Divided by 5, we got 15. Divided by 5, we got 3. Okay, so this is 3 negative 5 cubed times 3 times x to the 10th power. Okay, times x to the 10th power. So now we need what? We need to rewrite it. Okay, rewrite this as some cubes, right? So first, this come out, right? So we got cube root of 5 cubed, and the cube root of negative 3, and cube root of x to the 10th. Okay, x to the 10th. So now we split x to the 10th. X to the 10th is x to the 3 times x to the cube times x to the cube times x. You have 10 of them. So 3, 3, 3, and 1. Okay, and 1. And then rewrite again. So after practice, you can see, basically you just move out a cube in cube root, move out a square in square root. Okay, so now we are ready. We can cancel cube root if there is a third power. Okay, so 5x, this 5, this x, and x, they come out of the cube root. So this is 5x cubed outside, and then inside cube root, we got -3 and x. So cube root of -3 and x. Okay, and x. So that's the harder problem in 7.2. Okay, 7.2.